Welcome to October 2022's Battle of the Believability.
Welcome to this month's Battle of the Believability. We've got four. That's three. We've got four episodes to talk about this month. We've got the Mansfield Reformatory, which is, I thought, was a very well-known haunted place, which I think it's, at least in the community of paranormal, it's well-known.
Paranormal, it's known. Obviously, Shawshank Redemption, people know it from that. Concerts.
In Ohio, it's very well-known.
Yeah, I believe it is. The people that we talk to, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just talks about who we talk to.
Yeah, maybe it's just like our five friends. They know about it.
And then we have the Amityville Horror, which is, I would say, maybe the most well-known haunted house in America.
Ever. We still have to put that poll out there. Or did we already? I don't remember. I don't think... Is there any house that is more... haunted house. Is there any other haunted house that is more easily recognizable than the Amityville Horror House? I don't think so.
I don't know either.
The windows.
Yeah, be careful how you say horror house.
Horror.
Yeah, the windows and the way the roof is shaped. It's a very specific...
It's iconic.
Shaping.
Then the next episode we talked about in the month of October was the Hat Man, which is this shadow figure entity, but it's not just a regular shadow figure. Many people all across the world report seeing this figure. It's a little bit tied to sleep paralysis. What is he wearing? He has a trench coat on and a hat, like a brimmed hat.
Just want to tip it.
Just the tip of the hat. He says, just making sure you're sleeping all right. You got to watch out for that sleep apnea. Have you heard about that? Maybe he's like a good luck charm looking over you.
He's definitely
making sure. No. And then the last episode we covered, which was our live Halloween special, was the Melon Heads of Kirtland. 2 Ohio stories in here.
Yeah.
Melon Heads, there's an urban legend. It's these small, kid-like creatures with large craniums.
Well, almost like melons, you could say.
Almost like melons. Bulbous heads that are said to roam the woods of Kirtland. Some say they were put there by... It was this mad scientist that was testing on them, and they killed him and burned down the facility and now wander around. Others say the government did it and gave it to this old couple. Others say that the government did it to him. They gave the kids to this old couple, and she died, and they went crazy. And no matter what you believe, the idea is that these beings are wandering through the forests, the woods.
Yeah. Still, like, round heads, not like Stewie heads.
Yeah, it's more up like this. Yeah, it's more like this. It's not like Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
So the way this works is we are going to rank these episodes, these topics that we've done from most believable to most unbelievable. Top episode goes on end of the year. We are going to take every top episode from the year and we are going to find out which topic was the most believable episode for the year of 2022. Charlie, tell them what happens to the bottom episode, the bottom topic.
The bottom topic, the ones we find the most unbelievable of the unbelievable. We have another kind of battle royale with those, and we're going to see which ones we think are the least believable.
Yes.
Which one comes out on the bottom.
The dunce cap.
Yeah.
And then all these middle episodes, which there's going to be 2 today, we're going to put a massive poll out. It'll probably be like almost like a bracket, like March Madness, all over Instagram where you all get to vote. So you all will get to choose the second most believable episode that we've done all year. That said, we are in the scene. You can see around us 1 through 4. Charlie, out of these 4, which I actually like the setup. It actually makes it really easy to refer back to. I don't know why it just hit me now that we could use the computer screen to like list it. We've been using a whiteboard, which is like, what is that? Is that an R? Do any of these jump out at you as majorly believable or majorly unbelievable?
I really like that you said an actual sound effect with your mouth for the whoosh.
What did I... Oh,
you went...
Yeah. It'll save me time finding that sound effect. Yeah.
Man, I feel like there's 3 really strong ones and 1 not so strong one.
Is it the Melon Heads?
The Melon Heads. Because you went full unbelievable in the episode.
I did.
I went barely skeptical.
I was trying to... I didn't want to overly paint this with my own opinions, but it seems like you are on the same page that I am. And it'll make the other 3... I feel like, why waste time on it?
And I appreciate that you didn't want to like put yourself like,
no.
I think this one's
garbage.
Yeah,
but no, it's not fair.
We both went the same way, basically.
Yes. So at the bottom, In the 4th spot, we got the Melon heads of Kirtland.
Yeah. Sorry, Kirtland.
So now we got Hat Man, Amityville Horror, and Mansfield Reformatory.
Yes.
So let me say this.
Okay.
I would say if we're going bottom up, and this might shock some of y'all, I'm actually feeling like Amityville might be in the 3rd place because
get out of my head.
There's so much uncertainty.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. There's so much like like people. We got a couple messages, or at least one message. Then it was like, I thought Amityville was like a proven hoax. And I was like, oh, I don't think that's true. But
yeah,
there's a lot of misconceptions or things that aren't like.
Don't add up, right?
Yeah. It's
like you got the Warrens in there. They do it as a publicity stunt. Like I believe that there's a good chance that there was some haunting. Like if this is compared to like an off the wall story, it would obviously be at the top. But we're comparing it against a shadow figure known across the world and a prison where there's been a bunch of crimes, murders, rapes, and people that visit it all the time claim to see this. Okay, let me put this up against that. A lot of people go to Mansfield Reformatory and they claim that there's haunting activity. Yeah. People have lived in Amityville afterwards.
And said, like, hey, I don't think this place is haunted.
Yes.
So I totally agree with you. If the Melon heads weren't here, it'd be Amityville.
Yeah. But thankfully, Amityville, you got saved by the Kirtland Melon heads.
I wonder if you all agree with us, though.
Let us know in the comments. All right, so at 4, we got Melon heads. 3, we have Amityville Horror. This is where it gets difficult.
Yeah, this is hard.
Hat Man versus the Mansfield Reformatory. Okay. So we have a shadow being that isn't centralized to a certain location. It's all across the world. People report seeing him. And I don't know if you've noticed, we've had a flood of people come to us in comments, in DMs, in posts saying like, hey, I actually feel validated. I've seen this person. Or I didn't want to tell my story, but I've seen this guy. Yeah. And then on the other side, we have a centralized focus location, but it's just years of people going there and saying, like, yeah, it's haunted.
Yeah. Well, I didn't find that many stories about the Mansfield.
You know what? You're the one that did that episode, so I feel like you have a little bit more of authority talking about it.
I didn't find that many stories. I found one really good story from someone who worked there. Mm-hmm.
I remember that one.
But that was a little suspect. Those were a little suspect because of the extremeness of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it's like the last Melon head story with like the stone. They're taking the stone knives and just hacking the police officer.
Who validated that? Like
maybe the police officer's family. I don't know.
So that's my.
The Melon head's like, "Hey, cab."
Oh God. Yeah. So that's my only like trepidation with the Mansfield.
That's fair, and that's fair. So let me ask you this: is there anything about Hat Man that pulls you back?
No, that guy's a demon. No, that thing is a real life demon attacking people every day.
And this has nothing to do with whether or not I find it believable, but one interesting talking point I find with Hat Man is whether it is inherently evil or sinister, or if it's just a unique shadow figure.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. Or
multiple. But that's if you want to hear more about that, we have the Hat Man episode. You can go to the description of this episode and check that out. But that being said,
there's a lot more stories about the Hat Man, and there's a lot of people that have come to us and said, like, I think I saw this guy.
I mean, the very first encounter that we've ever done on Believe in the Bizarre was, and we didn't talk about it. We talked about his creature experience. But he talked about the Hat Man. Yeah. One of our good friends who we've gotten to know through the podcast hit us up and was like, I don't tell anyone this, but I got this story. Yeah. So, and it's a little difficult, though, because it's like the Hat Man goes everywhere where Mansfield requires you to go there. So obviously it's going to have more, but it's just not even close.
They also do have a haunted house there every year. So like hundreds of people go there.
That's true. They have concerts, too. So
there's a lot of stuff. They do tours. It's not unaccessible.
They do make money off of it. Hat Man's not going around with a little bucket like, hey.
Donations? I won't haunt you forever.
So I think I'm cool if you're cool. Locking it in.
Yeah, we're in the same wavelength here.
Mansfield Reformatory 2. And moving on to fight for the most believable topic that we've covered all year, the Hat Man.
That's a contender.
It is. So there's our list. You see it? 1 through 4. If you have any concerns, any issues with our list, let us know in the comments. But I actually feel really good about it.
I do too.
I'll be honest.
I was scared coming into it.
I know. I was too. When I saw we had 4. 3 always feels good. Top, bottom, middle. When you get 4, it's just like, it's not 1 against 1 against 1. It's like, I don't know. It's a fatal 4-way, as they call it in the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Do they call that?
They do.
Oh, you should reconsider rebranding that.
It's a triple threat and a fatal four-way. I used to like my WWE. So that is our Battle of the Believability for the month of October. I hope you got to check out our live episode with the Melon Heads of Kirtland. If you didn't, it is on YouTube.
It was a fun episode.
In its entirety, it's on YouTube. It's not as fun as live.
There were giveaways.
Yeah, there were giveaways. We had to relocate once, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Thank you everybody for checking this out. Let us know in the comments your thoughts, your opinions. It's coming up. We're gonna have to get those. I want to say spreadsheets.
I'm surprised how close this is.
What is it called? Bracket. I know. We're basically there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to start. Probably this month. We're gonna have to start planning the bracket.
Yeah.
Obviously, we won't have all of them until next month. But we'll have to start planning out there and getting videos out there for people to vote, and so we can find out what the second most believable topic is.
That's wild.
But all that said, thank you so much for checking out this video, and stay tuned for next month's Battle of the Believability.